All right, guys, we are back. Hopefully that intro was flashy enough to get your guys' attention because my last video it did all right. What we did last round though, I'm gonna do a quick explanation. I'm gonna try and not ramble so much in this video, but I'm gonna explain exactly what I'm doing. In the last video, I used a heavy terry cloth and I polished right to, when you're polishing, you can feel that the grit disappears and you finally cut through the top layer of abrasiveness on the aluminum. And that's what I did. You could polish, you could probably use cookie dough ice cream. And if you polish long enough, anything will make it look clean. My test last round was which if you didn't see my other test, this is part 2 by the way. Go back and watch that one. This one here, I'm gonna go all the way with. The previous one though, like I'm explaining, I just wanted to go until I felt that the cutting was done. And I didn't want to go any further just to see which one cut quicker and had a better result in that time frame, because I don't have all day to sit out and polish wheels. So let's polish some wheels. This round, I'm gonna use a microfiber cloth though. I'm gonna cut this into 4 pieces. Each polish gets its own rag. I'm gonna polish until I feel like there is no possible way that I can make it any shinier with this rag, all right? I'm gonna try and keep it all even. I'm gonna try and keep it across the board as straight as can be. I'm not sponsored. I bought all this product myself. I'm just trying to show the average Joe, the average guy or girl that's gonna go out and buy some because they wanna hand polish their pontoon or their pickup wheels or their truck wheels or whatever. I wanna show you what's gonna be the easiest. I'm not saying that it's gonna be the best, that it's gonna have the deepest polish or shine or longevity. This right here, all of these polishes are not a wax, as far as I know. Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong. As far as I know, this does not have a wax in it, so you're gonna get water spots. You're still gonna have to finish it up with wax. So we're gonna do a test trial on that next round, not this round. I believe, as far as I know, they might have a little bit of wax in them, but it's not gonna be the greatest. It's not gonna stand up against all the elements. So I'm gonna cut to going high speed now. I'm gonna do all the polishing. One side of the wheel, I didn't do anything but tape it off and wipe it off to get the dust off and polished it. The other side, I sanded it out with 400 grit. We took each one down. I have them all marked. Like I said, I polished them all out with terry cloth. Now we're gonna do a finishing stage with a microfiber and see how clean we can actually get these wheels. So let's just see what's going on. If you want to, you know, let's just see what happens. So one could argue that where my paths crossed, as you can see, I have a little bit of contaminants on both sides, but as I'm using the rag, I'm assuming that it's only hitting the very feathered edges of this. So we're not gonna judge any of these by, you know, the outside edge here. Definitely just by the center strip here. I'm gonna give this about another, I don't know, 4 or 5 minutes to dry. I'm gonna wipe it off and we're gonna check out this side, and then we're gonna do the same process to that side. This side was the unsanded side. This side was sanded. Stay tuned to the end. to see the final results. They are quite shocking. It did not go the way I thought it would. So we're gonna do the 400 grit side, and then I'm gonna do a full walk around review and talk about what my thoughts are moving forward with this project here on the wheel, because we're not through with this. I am pretty shocked about the one's performance. Actually, two of them. One in a good way, one not so good. So stay tuned to the end. Let's polish the 400 grit sanded side. Oops, sorry guys. I got a little bit extra over on this side, so I want to wipe it off so that way I'm not extra contaminating the surface. All right, right back to it, guys. Okay guys, let's talk about it. So we're gonna let the other side dry for a few more minutes while we talk about this side here. Let me turn this to where you guys can get a better view. All right, so we have our Renegade red, forged red, our 2 for Time2shine, we have our Luhmi, we have our heavy metal, so let's talk about this for a little bit. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna set you guys on the tripod. So in the first video, when I first hit this wheel, we're gonna start from the right and go to the left, all right? So, in the first video, I really praised heavy metal polish. I felt like it cut the quickest, and I still feel that way. I feel like it cut down through the grind the quickest. The worst part was, in that video and in this video, I forgot to explain it in the last video, but in this video too, I feel like you almost have to go back over this with a cleaner of some sort. You cannot, this stuff here, it's literally like you hit it with a buffer and you got a bunch of rouge polish on it, or whatever you call it, the leftover slop, right? So it's really hard to say, hey, this is cutting best, when I really can't tell, because the rag won't even take that off. I'm gonna have to use another product to take this off, so that wouldn't be fair to judge this harshly due to that fact, all right? But they do make, I believe they make a finishing wax, and I believe all these other companies do too, other than the one-step Luhmi. I don't think they do, so this one might be out of the race after this video. But I think we'll do the finishing wax one, the metal sealant, or whatever it's called. I'm not even sure. We're gonna find out together, guys. We'll do that over this. We'll do whatever Renegade's version of the heavy metal sealant polishes, or whatever they call it. And I also believe that Time2shine makes one. Not positive, don't quote me on this. And then we'll judge them that way. So I don't think it's quite fair. I feel like this cut faster. However, I can tell that it did not clean up around the lug as much. And after I got so far polishing it, I even went over all of them a second time. You know, I came up over, as you saw, and then I went back down over them. And even when I went back down over this one, I could feel there was no abrasion under my hand anymore. I added some liquid to it, as you can see. and it felt like it was at its end. So we're gonna just leave that one at that. To be determined. Luhmi. Gosh dang, this stuff, I like this stuff a lot. It goes on easy. You don't have to use much product because it's so thick and creamy. The only thing was, it's very abrasive. Like, you can actually feel grit. If you put it on your hand, you can actually feel grit in it. So you're never gonna have a perfect mirror polish with just this product alone. But to get you cut to where you need to be, that is a great product. I love that stuff. The Time2shine. I was told this is their heavy metal cut. I don't believe whoever told me that, because it did not perform at all like the rest of them did. Like, it's really not even that comparable. Up around here, it did not clean up so well. It got pretty good down here where I really focused my attention, but I'm gonna pick up this wheel. You can see this water spot here and right here. I'll show you where I didn't polish. There was water spots or this whole thing. All the other polishes were able to take out those deep water spots. The Time2shine didn't, and it kind of frustrates me because I thought it was gonna with the terry cloth, because I had people telling me in the last video, I had messages saying that I was doing it wrong and I have to use a microfiber with it and soak it. I soaked it. The back of this rag's wet, the front's wet. I didn't get it to work out for me. Not saying it's a bad product. I might be using it wrong. I might not be applying enough pressure or polishing long enough. Maybe it needs more heat. I don't know. I'm just going off of the feeling of the rest. Now, I would say this stuff might be the winner on this side. Might be. It would be between this and Luhmi. It left a great shine. It cleaned up well. It actually cleaned up fairly well around this old lug hole up here. The inner side here where you could really focus a lot of attention is beautiful. It does leave some scratches behind because it is a heavier cut. It was excellent. It would literally be between these two. It would come down to price and what you're using it on. I would like to try this stuff out on stainless head-to-head next and see which one cuts better, because really it's about buying that one bottle of polish that you can kind of use on everything to save money. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I am on this side. This side is not quite dry yet, so I'm gonna pause the video here. I'm not gonna do anything to this, guys, don't worry. I'm gonna pause the video here. We're gonna come back in about 5 minutes. You can tell already that the Time2shine is actually dry. The Luhmi is not. The Renegade is dry. The heavy metal is not. So, which I assume that. This stuff is really liquidy. Both of these are very liquidy polishes. So we're gonna leave it sit for another 5 minutes, wipe it off, and talk about the 400 grit sand side. All right, on the back of each bottle, they all say wait about 10 to 15 minutes. It's been about 10 minutes. I have some overhead fans running. Shoot, I might not even be in the picture here. I'm such an idiot. If I sound like an idiot in this video, let me know down in the comments, and I'm not gonna change anything. Let's wipe this off and see what she looks like. Let's find out together, guys. On the other side, I use this side of the rag. I'm gonna use this side of the rag on this side. This isn't rocket science. I'm not being that technical with this. However, I was thinking of this while I was waiting. I was gonna explain this in the very beginning of this video, is some of these polishes I see a lot of guys use, and I personally use too. We use this a lot with a machine. So you wipe it on, and then you drizzle it on, and then use a buffer with a softer wheel to apply it / take it off. So I would like to try some of these polishes out that way too. Maybe on a fuel tank with some 2-inch tape between each one so I don't sling polish all over the place onto each other. Anyways, let's get on with this video. First up, red. See if this stuff is dry. Like I was saying, this one here, I can tell there's probably a lot of mineral spirits or something in it, so it dried super quick. If that's a concern that you're concerned with, the Time2shine does dry really fast, so it would be a faster polish. You wouldn't have to wait around. There's some stuff like Moja Roadworks. That stuff, you're better off wiping the whole truck down with it, taking it to the truck show and wiping it off there. At least That's my opinion, which it works great that way. Wow, I feel like I could actually take 400 grit sandpaper swirls out with this red. That's looking great. It's kind of unrealistic taking out 400 grit, by the way, but we're doing a test here, guys. Time to shine. Comes off a little bit harder than the Renegade, probably because it dried faster and now it's kind of crusty on there. I'll make sure I got all of it off. Dang, okay. That's what I was wondering. So this spot here looks awful. Up here looks awful comparing it to the previous one, Renegade. But where I focused a lot on and I really pushed hard, it did come super clean. So I feel like this stuff would work great with a machine. Not so much by hand, or at least not my hands. I ain't got time to wait for this stuff to work for me. Luhmi. Boy. There was some wet stuff down there I smeared up on here. That's what I'm trying to get off here, guys. Sorry. Look at that. You'll never believe what I'm just kidding. Heavy metal. Let's see how hard this stuff comes off on this side. Oh my gosh. It just comes off so hard. It's like very tacky. It's almost sticky. Like it wants to hold my rag on there. And there it leaves those black lines in it again. But it sure did cut. It took a lot of the swirls out. I'm gonna deattach you from the tripod and show you guys. Let's get set up here first. All right, we're gonna try and use the same lighting for each one. Renegade. Time to shine. If you look, I'll tell you what I'm looking at, guys. In the reflection, I'm trying to read my shirt. If I can read my shirt in between the two oval holes here, it's doing really good. Down here where I focus a lot of attention with my little fingers, you know, pushing in here like that, it's no surprise that you can see my shirt better, but that's what I'm going for up here in these flats. Luhmi. As you can see, you slowly lose the words up in this bigger section. Turned out pretty good. Heavy metal. I got that light right on it this time. Heavy metal. Yeah, I'm disappointed with this heavy metal, to be honest, because as you can see down in here, it took a lot of, you almost see more of my scratches from the actual heavy metal polish itself than you do the 400 grit. So I feel like I got to go over something else, go over this with something else. I feel like it's cutting. It just doesn't have anywhere near the shine that the rest of these do. All right, let's rate them. This is a very simplified test. This was not to get the mirror finish. I know somebody at home right now saying if I spent 5 more minutes or if I gave them this polish and these rags, they can make an absolute mirror out of this. This was literally me going until I felt like I've applied enough polish that I didn't want to overwork myself to get a perfect shine. So I'm just gonna rate these a little bit. I'm not trying to tear them down or anything. I'm just rating them as I see it. On the non-sanded side, 100% Renegade won. No doubt in my mind. Close second was Luhmi. I'm not gonna rate this one because it's just, you can just see it's messed up. The Time2shine, it would be, okay, if I had to rate them, it'd be first, Luhmi second, Time2shine third, not counting this one. This is what we started out with too, guys. I mean, it's super rough. Listen to this. And now listen down here. Okay, 400 grit. I want to say Luhmi beat Renegade on this one, for sure. I feel like Luhmi cut the best. It's super clean looking. I am not too pleased with all this. You can see the black streaks and the black marks left over from this heavy metal, which, like I said, if I used a different kind of wax to take it back off, but that's not what this video is about. We're not trying to do a two-step process. We're trying to cut something, make it look decent, get it down the road. Luhmi won. Time2shine did not perform as well. Renegade would definitely be in second. And this is true. I've heard people say that you can take out 400 grit with hand polish, which is 100% true because I almost got rid of all of it up in here because I did sand out this whole entire groove with 400 grit, guys. And you can see some of the swirls there. You could take all that out, all this out by hand. Same way over here on the Time2shine. Up in there where I really focused a lot of energy, it is beautiful. But everywhere else, it just did not cut near as easy. Same way with the Luhmi. It's just that the Luhmi did better overall. I'm not gonna say where you can buy this. I'm not gonna put link in bio, link in description, use my creator code at checkout, none of that stuff because nobody has reached out to me over that. If you wanted to, you could. But even if you did, I'm still gonna rate these things 100% the way I feel and how I see it. Let me know down in the comments whether you want me to make more videos, if you want to see me use a buffer to apply it and take it back off, if you want to see it on brass, stainless, let me know down in the comments, or let me know what you guys would think would be a better way to test these things out. I mean, I feel like this is a decent way already because there's already clear winners. I mean, just look at us. No comparison. Anyways, thanks for watching. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Catch you next time. And one more thing as I'm leaving, I remembered one more thing. I have gotten my hand on some Flash and I'm gonna be getting some Zephyr. Everybody's been trying to tell me to use Zephyr. If you know of any other polish you would like to see me try, leave it down in the comments and I'll see if I can get my hands on some. But I will be swapping out and trying out some new polishes in the next video. That's it, I'm done this time. Did I just say I'm dumb this time or done this time? I'm not sure. If you know what I said, just leave it down in the comments so I know. Thank you, bye.